Hi everyone, in this video we're just going to work through a little bit of our hips and glutes medius workout. So we're working primarily in the sideline position. So what we're going to start off with in the supine, so we're going to just bring our back on the mat and start off some hip bridges just to warm up the core and that area. So feet are roughly hip width apart, bring those heels in towards the glutes. And we want to have a wee bit of weight on the heel and the balls of the feet through the sole here. Nice deep breath in. As we exhale, we're trying to roll through the hips up. Squeeze the glute at the top through that exhale, core as well if you can. Breathe in and as you roll that back down. So as you roll through here, tucking the pelvis in as we lift, going all the way up, squeezing at the top, and gently release and come back down. Focusing on squeezing the glutes as we drive up that point at the top, so we're not putting the pressure through that back, and roll back down. Weight again is on the heel, the foot, a little bit on the balls of the feet. Toes are fairly light though. Squeezing at the top, those glutes, rolling back down. Do two more here. Exhale, roll through, squeeze, inhale, come back down. One more time, exhale as you roll up and through, squeeze, and then come back down. Again, now sort of lengthen the legs out, we'll rotate ourselves into your sideline position. So we'll start off with the lower leg for the first exercise, working through the inner thigh muscles. So when we're in that sideline position, so making sure hips are nice and square, shoulders nice and square. And then from here, the top leg is just going to come off a wee bit of that other leg, so we can get to that leg underneath. Nice deep breath in. What we're looking to do is trying to lift that bottom leg up, and as we exhale, we're trying to squeeze the inner thigh muscles at the top, and then release, coming back down. Exhale on the lift, inhale, coming back down. So lift, we rise, recover on the way down. Exhale on the rise, inhale on the way down. Nice and steady, trying to keep the tension through the inner thigh muscle on the lifting phase. Recover as we come back down. You just lift as high as you can comfortably. After a few reps, you'll feel it in the inner thigh muscle. Top leg is just nice and steady. If this position feels uncomfortable, you can bring the leg down or even behind, as long as we're keeping lower leg the focus. Hips nice and squared, we should be okay. Exhale, lift, inhale back down. Do two more here. Exhale, lift, inhale back down, exhale, lift, inhale back down. From there, then we're bringing the two legs on top of each other again, hips again just reset, nice and square. For me, then we'll work the top leg and the glutes medius hip area. Again, we can bend that lower leg to 90 degrees to help support the hips, or you keep the two legs long if you prefer to make it harder. So we start off with our simple leg lift and up and down, try and flow through the next sequence, but anytime you need a recovery, take that recovery and come back in. Nice deep breath in now. As we exhale, we lift it, control back down. So again, trying to target the side of the hips, glutes medius, on the rise, on the recovery. Exhale all the way up, inhale on the way down. So trying to control the upward phase and the downward phase. We're not just collapsing it down, we're trying to use the muscle all the way up, all the way down. Hips are always nice and square, so we're always going to feel it in this target area on the side. Exhale on that lift, inhale, coming back down. Exhale on the rise, inhale, coming back down. Do two more here. Exhale, inhale, exhale, coming up, inhale, coming back down. From here, just going to bring it down slightly, keep the leg up. We're going to go into your draw the line sequence. So from here, imagining that leg is on the visible table. We're going to breathe in, coming forward. Exhale, coming back. And we're trying to keep that leg down the same line as we go forward and back. As we go back, just making sure the hips stay nice and connected and stacked. They don't collapse behind each other. Forward and back. Trying to maintain the tension point on this side of the hip and the glutes. And again, just taking your time on that forward motion. We're trying not to go too fast and put momentum through it and then lose the connection of the muscles. Forward and back at a controlled manner, controlled pace. Coming back just as far as your mobility allows, and it's even things the forward motion as far as you can comfortably. We'll do one more through that drop the line sequence as we come forward, and as we come back. So you're now going to pause again. We're going to bring that heel in towards the glutes as we breathe in, taking the pressure a wee bit up. Exhale as we put it back on. Again, upper thigh muscle here is nice and secure, nice and steady. Be careful that the hips haven't collapsed behind here as we go out to in. Want to keep the knee in line still on this one here, so keep allowing the hips to stay nice and forward. So your knee is clasped behind. Sometimes that can mean your hips are falling behind each other. Just keep those hips roll forward, knees roughly in line. Heel comes in, leg pushes back out. solid as we can as we come in and as we come out. Doing 3 more here as we come in, as we come out. Coming back in, coming back out. Again, last one here as we come in, as we come out. Last little bit now as we hold this position, little sideline pulses. We're just rotating up and down, little pulses off that entire leg, up and down movements with the foot, the leg, just to pulse out that sequence. Still nice and steady, nice and stacked with those hips. That's 3, 2, 1, and recover. So little movements, shaking that out, tap that side out if we want. Good time now, just going to even ourselves out to that other side, so just gently moving into that other side position. Still going to work the lower leg first, working the inner thigh muscles now of that opposite leg. So as we just keep ourselves nice and stacked, squared hips, squared shoulders, bringing the top leg off the other leg again. And again, where you're going to find it nice and comfortable. Nice deep breath in. As we exhale, we lift that lower leg up, recover back down. So again, working the inner thigh muscles now off that lower leg as we lift and float back down. We're still controlling the descent here as we come back down, so we're not collapsing that leg, we're just trying to float it down, up to the squeeze, floating it back down. So you're still nice, staying nice and controlled. Just again, lifting as high as you can comfortably through the lift. Recover as we come back down. We rise, recover as we come back down. Good, and 3 more here as we lift, squeeze, float it back down, lift for that squeeze, floating back down. Last time here as we lift, as we return, recover that leg, bringing our top leg back and now on top. And again, we're just trying to reset the body, making sure the hips, ankles, knees nice and squared, stacked. And again, that lower leg coming back in 90 degrees position to recover, or the 2 legs staying long to make it harder if we want. But again, we're going to go through our same sequences now, targeting the outside of that opposite leg. Back into a single leg raise, nice deep breath in through that exhale. If we can lift and we control, coming back down. So we lift on the rise, control coming back down. Again, still controlling that upper phase and that lower phase, just making sure every nice flows as best we can. Trying to keep connection with those muscles on that way down as well. Lifting and then flowing back down, lifting, flowing back down. As we return, we're going to bring it down. We're going to pause. We're going to go in there, draw up a line sequence. So again, breathing in, coming forward, exhale as we come back. And again, we just want to keep an eye on our hips on that backward phase, that we don't collapse the hips off each other. Slowly in control, going forward, going back, still going through your own range of motion, trying to keep that leg on the same line. So again, imagine our foot is on that table, we're just sliding forward, sliding it back. Sliding it forward, sliding it back. Good, as we go into one more sequence here, that forward line. As we bring it back in, we pause, bring it up a wee bit. As we breathe in now, the heel comes in towards the glutes. Exhale as we push it back out. And again, going as far as you can. You don't have to push the leg all the way back out in that lengthened position. If you find it too much in the body, we can stop at the halfway point, bring it back in that recovery. These are still sort of staying connected, so we still haven't lost the hips. And again, we'll feel it in this side area here, in the gluteus medius, more so than the quads and the front of that leg. We're going to feel it right here as we go through the movements, as we go through that sequence. Exhale, putting the pressure on. Breathe in, coming back in. And again, just nice and flowing on the way back and bring it forward. As you go back is a better recovery position, so you can slow this one down if you need. You can pause at this point before you reset the body if you need. Coming back, we're doing 2 more here. Back out. That's one here. Coming back out. And then as you come back out, we're going to pause. We're going to work through the pulses. Just the little pulses again, nice and steady. Keep the hips nice and stacked. The last one on that side. Little up and downs. 3, 2, and just go down. Just tap that side a little bit. Good. And quickly just stretch out. So just going to come back into your supine position. Lying long, again, the feet are coming in. This time we're going to bring the right leg across the left knee. And then just gently lifting that left foot up and the left knee in a wee bit. Hold that left leg for support if you want. You're going to feel that stretch around the right side of the hip area, the right side of the glutes. I'm just going to bring it in. Do you feel the stretch no further?
Find a lot of tension here, so you can bring it out a little bit or keep the foot on the ground if that's enough for you. 3, 2, and 1, gentle release. Coming down, we'll switch over that left leg across the right knee. Feeling that stretch, that tension point. And again, if we can, lifting the right leg up and in. Holding that right leg for support as we feel the stretch across that left side. And again, just going as far as we can to feel the stretch no further. Just trying to ease some of that tension off that side of the hip. That's 3, 2, and 1. As you release, let the legs fall out. Relax the hips, and that is our sequence complete. Well done.